Welcome to Sleepless News. America comes out on top in Tokyo. Team USA beats China with 113 medals and most golds as Allyson Felix becomes most decorated U.S. track and field athlete in Olympics history. The U.S. team had more than 100 medals heading into the last day but had to rely on Sunday winners, including their women's basketball team, which grabbed the 7th straight gold to reach the top of the standings for the 3rd games in a row. They won 39 golds, one more than rivals China, and 113 overall, a decline since the Rio Games, where they picked up 46 golds and 121 medals overall. We are thrilled by the performance of Team USA at the Tokyo Games and couldn't be more proud of the way they carried themselves, says Suzanne Leon, chair of the USOPC. These games are one for the history books. For some, the pursuit of Olympic glory took on greater complexity and meaning as the games carried on without fans under restrictive conditions amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Simone Biles entered Tokyo in a record haul of 6 gymnastics golds, but instead changed the narrative away from winning medals to championing mental health, leaving an indelible mark on the games and prompting conversation about the costly pressure to succeed. Allyson Felix, who competed in her 5th and final games after giving birth to a daughter via emergency C-section in 2018, got the send-off worthy of her glittering career, picking up a record 11 medal as the most decorated woman in Olympic track and field history. The American men struggled far more, getting just one individual athletics gold in the shot put and ending their drought on the track with the gold medal in the 4x400 meters relay on Saturday. For some American fans, the competition was memorable because of who was absent 100-meter sprinting star on the rise, Sha'Carri Richardson, who was suspended for cannabis use, prompting the White House to call for a review of the rules. With the hugely successful Michael Phelps out of the pool and into the commentary booth, rising star Caleb Dressel won 3 individual golds as the U.S. swimmers faced a fierce challenge from the Australians, who more than doubled their medal count in the sport since Rio. The duel in the pool between Katie Ledecky and Australian Aaron Titmus generated thrills, as the American ceded her crown in the 200-meter and 400 meters. She proved untouchable in longer distances, however, winning the 800-meter and 1,500 meters. On Sunday, the Olympics was drawing to an end with the closing ceremony underway in Tokyo. Crowds were absent from the event due to COVID restrictions, as they were at the opening ceremony with light shows and made-for-TV special effects, largely replacing large choreographed routines that have become the hallmark of Olympic ceremonies. Japan has plenty to celebrate following the games, with athletes bringing home a record medal haul and finishing 3rd in the table, while a COVID-secure bubble meant to protect competitors and their coaches largely holding within the games venues. But elsewhere, protections fell apart, with crowds who gathered outside to catch a sneak peek of events helping to drive cases in the country to all-time highs. The government has also been left facing a $15 billion bill, double what was originally budgeted, with no tourist bounce to help offset it. The event has also deeply divided Japanese into pro and anti-games camps, with that division expected to be visible at the closing ceremony, as athletes celebrate as guests of honor while the stands sit empty due to COVID restrictions on crowds. Just a few dozen VIPs and members of the media were present to watch the proceedings in person, with the rest of the country forced to watch at home, as happened with the somewhat somber opening ceremony. A sign of those divisions was evident near the stadium as protesters gathered ahead of the ceremony, with police holding them back. For the host nation, the Olympics fell short of the global triumph and financial blockbuster it once sought, aiming to showcase the country's recovery from the devastating 2011 tsunami and earthquake. Instead, it was forced to delay and radically alter plans in the wake of COVID, which more than doubled the initial estimate of the bill. Still, organizers appear to have prevented the games from spiraling into a COVID-19 superspreader event, an undeniable achievement given that some 50,000 people came together amid the pandemic. Normally one of the world's most electric cities, Tokyo is under a state of emergency, depriving it of the manic buzz of an Olympic host or the fervent crowds of its last Olympics in 1964. Public anger over the pandemic response and a slow-to-start vaccine rollout have badly damaged Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga's standing. Public opinion polls showed most Japanese opposed holding the games during the pandemic. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to Sleepless Buddy. See you next time on Sleepless News.